I told y'all I wanted to redo a lot of the earlier videos I had done when I first started this channel. And Johnny Kemp's mysterious death was one of the first ones on my list because I think that first video I did on him was only like 5 minutes or something long. Cause see, I was just starting off trying to find my way on this whole social media YouTube thing. And but this time we gonna get a little deeper into the life of the legend, Johnny Kemp. Now, first off, if you an 80s baby, y'all know the song Just Got Paid. It's Friday Night. That was my jump. New Jack Swing era. Who remembers when your parents got paid on Friday, got dressed up, looking all in the mirror like Johnny Kemp was in the video. Parents got dressed up, they was going out to the club, and they dropped you off right at your grandma's house. That was a big song in 1988 and the late 80s. The year 88 probably was one of the best years for urban music from hip hop to R&B in my opinion. That song, Just Got Paid, it hit #1 on the US and R&B dance charts, and it reached #10 on the Billboard Hot 100. And it used to have the dance floors going crazy. And what's crazy is, rumor has it, that song was really for the group Guy and Keith Sweat. Cause look, Keith Sweat, he said he actually wrote the song with Teddy Riley, and it was supposed to be on his debut album, Make It Last Forever, but he had already turned the album in to get mastered. Wow. I don't know, man, because I can't imagine Keith Sweat singing that song, though, because Johnny Kemp put his stamp on that song, man. Because look, Keith Sweat and Teddy Riley, they gave the song to Johnny Kemp because they all go back and been knowing each other since they was like 15 years old. But at that time, they was in different groups. They all had their own group. Keith Sweat was in a group called Jamila. Teddy Riley was in a group called Total Climax. And Johnny Kemp was in a group called Kinky Fox. And they was all in competition at that time, but they became friends. And Johnny Kemp, right? See, Johnny Kemp, he came from a big family. He was one of 10 children, and he started off singing before he was a young teenager with the group Kinky Fox back in the Bahamas. He was like 11 years old, performing in clubs and at concerts. Johnny Kemp was already popular as a little kid singing in church. Now, the band Kinky Fox, right? They was popular too in the Caribbean islands. And they decided to come to New York to try to reach a bigger audience. And they ended up getting a deal with the label Sound of New York Records in 1983, releasing a song called So Different. And the song, it did pretty good. The song was pretty good in America, but it really became a hit in Canada. Kinky Fox was very popular in Montreal, Quebec, and Ontario. They were well known and became the house band for many clubs. They had shows booked 6 nights a week for a whole year during the early 80s. And Johnny Kemp was the lead singer. Now, Johnny Kemp also did some songwriting and backup singing for a group called BB&Q Band for their album in 1982 called All Night Long. And he did the same thing. He did some singing and songwriting for the group called Change on their album in 1982 called Sharing Your Love. But in 1985, right, Johnny, he decided to go solo and ended up getting a deal with Columbia Records, who at the time had just launched a department dedicated to the development and production of African American music, which is now known as urban music. And it was ran by Senior Vice President Ruben Rodriguez at that time. And in 1986, Johnny released his self-titled debut album with the single called Just Another Lover, which did hit number 14 on Billboard's Hot Black Singles chart and number 26 on the Hot Dance Discos charts and number 35 in the 12-inch single sales. Now, legendary R&B singer and songwriter Kashif helped write that song with him. As a matter of fact, Kashif executive produced that whole album, but see, Johnny he wasn't too happy with a lot of the songs on that album. He wasn't happy with a lot of them songs that Kashif produced on that album because Johnny felt his style was more than just singing R&B. He wanted to show the world that he can do pop, rock and roll, and all other types of music. But at that time, he really didn't have too much say-so, put it that way, because he was just coming in the game. He was a struggling singer at the time. This was his first major record deal, and he didn't want to endanger his career. But he was thankful. He was thankful because Kashif actually helped him get signed to Columbia Records. And I love Kashif's music. I don't know if y'all know Kashif, especially the songs he wrote for the other artists. Like he wrote for Whitney Houston, he did You Give Good Love, and he did Evelyn Champagne King's Love Come Down. But anyway, right? Now Johnny Kemp's debut album didn't really sell too well, but his next album, is the one that did it for him. In 1987, he released his second and last album titled Secrets of Flying. And the first single, Just Got Paid, took the world by storm. Like I said earlier, it took the world by storm. It hit number 1 on the US and R&B dance charts, reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, sold over 1 million copies. Plus it was nominated for a Grammy for Best R&B Song at the 31st Annual Grammy Awards in 1989. And who he went against in that category, Luther Vandross had Any Love, Bobby Brown's Don't Be Cruel, Taylor Dayne. Who remember Taylor Dayne? Taylor Dayne's I'll Always Love You, and Anita Baker Giving You the Best That I Got. And Anita Baker ended up winning the Grammy for that category. Now see, when it came to the other singles that Johnny released after Just Got Paid, the singles Dancing With Myself and Birthday Suit, which both of them songs did make the charts though. But Johnny still felt like the label was trying to market him just as an R&B artist to a black audience. And overall, he just wasn't happy the way they was trying to push his album to only black radio, because he felt he had more to offer. He had more to offer, and with black radio at that time, there just wasn't enough doors to get open, man. So he wanted to see Johnny Kemp wanted to follow in the footsteps of artists like Tracy Chapman, who was a black artist, but they labeled her, she was labeled a contemporary folk singer. And artists like Terrence Trent D'Arby, who remember Terrence Trent D'Arby? You know, they was both successful with the type of music they did. And see, Johnny Kemp just felt he had that same crossover appeal. Now, after that album, right, The Secrets of Flying, which was successful, the music industry and the business of it just kind of made him just sick of the music business, and he just fell back, and he never released another album or worked with Teddy Riley again. But he would do commercial jingles and stuff like that. He was on some soundtracks and things like that. He also did a song. He did a song called Let the Walls Come Down for the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. That was big. And he still will perform at special events, things like that. He would sing at weddings. I know he sung at the wedding reception for former New York State Governor David Paterson in 1992. And he still, like he said, he would tour, do shows, but for the most part, he would try to help up and coming artists who was trying to make it in the industry at that time. And he had started his own production company. And I know one of them young groups he was trying to help called Imagine. I don't know if y'all remember them. They had a song called Shorty, You Keep Playing With My Mind featuring Keith Murray back in 1998. In 2000, the boy band, the group NSYNC, they did a remake, y'all, Just Got Paid on their album No Strings Attached. And that album, though, that sold 10 million copies and went diamond. I mean, they did Just Got Paid, a remake, but their version couldn't touch Johnny Kemp's version, man. The original version is a classic. Now, in 2007, Johnny did appear on Keith Sweat's DVD called Sweat Hotel Live that was recorded in Atlanta, Georgia. I think Monica was there, Charlie Wilson, Cut Close, a bunch of other artists. And after that, he just continued performing at musical events, other festivals all across the world, doing his hit song, Just Got Paid. But on April 16th, 2015, Johnny Kemp was found dead, floating in the water in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Now, the story goes, see, legendary radio host Tom Joyner, since 1999, right? He's been throwing like a celebration party type thing on a cruise called the Fantastic Voyage. And the purpose of the cruise was to raise money and help students enroll at HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, with scholarships and different types of programs and stuff like that. It was for a good cause. And Tom Joyner, he would have all types of artists perform on the cruise. And for this particular year, 2015, I mean, a bunch of artists was there, like Jennifer Hudson, Earth, Wind and Fire, Christopher Williams, Chubb Rock, R. Kelly, Fantasia, LL Cool J, the Jacksons, TLC, and many more. But see, this one, they were celebrating the New Jack Swing era, and Teddy Riley was on the list because months before, when Teddy found out that they wanted him to do the Fantastic Voyage cruise, he had asked Johnny Kemp to perform his song, Just Got Paid, with him as a surprise guest for the New Jack Swing segment. Now, look, right? At first, Johnny Kemp declined the offer that Teddy Riley made. He declined the offer to perform, but then he changed his mind and said, you know what, he'll do it. Now, according to Teddy Riley, he said Johnny said he'll make it even though he didn't want to go. Johnny really didn't want to go, but for Teddy Riley, for his brother Teddy, he'll make it. So look, so days before the performance, right, Johnny had flew from New York's Kennedy Airport all the way to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And when he got there, which was on a Wednesday, because the performance wasn't until that Friday. So he got to his hotel and he texted Teddy Riley saying he would see him in a minute and they was going to have a lot of fun. Now, after that, Johnny Kemp went to the Tom Joyner cruise ship just to check in and see what's up. But for some reason, they didn't let him on. And the reason why, they claimed he didn't have a permanent residence card or something like that. Whatever it was, he didn't have the right paperwork or documents. So they wouldn't let him board. So after that, right, next thing you know, the police in Jamaica found Johnny dead, face down, floating in the water on the beach with a head injury. And this was around 9:50 a.m. It's terrible, man. It's a shame, man. Now, police, they had received a call that a fully clothed person was floating in the water. And when they pulled him out, they knew it was Johnny Kemp because they found his Bohemian passport on him. Now, can somebody explain to me in the comments, CU crew? Because I never had a passport, so I don't know how that works. He had a Bohemian passport on him. I guess that wasn't good enough to get on the ship. I don't know. Y'all leave a comment, let me know, because I ain't never had no passport. Now, the police in Jamaica, they did investigate it. They investigated and they interviewed several passengers on the cruise ship. And look, they said Johnny was on the ship based on their investigations. And the police concluded that he died from natural causes and ruled out foul play. Now, this is what they think. The police think this happened to Johnny. They think Johnny, who was seen walking on the rocks earlier in the morning, probably lost his balance, fell, hit his head, and drowned. I mean, it's possible. It could happen. It's crazy though, because they say Johnny did return to his hotel in Montego Bay that same day. So I guess after the whole ship little thing, he couldn't get on. I guess he went back to the hotel. They seen him there. Then he went back out, started walking on the rocks or something. I don't know. And look, the hotel staff was the ones that called his wife Deidre to let her know that he was dead. And his wife said she was growing concerned when Johnny was not responding to her phone calls or emails. Now, once Teddy Riley heard about his death, when it was time for him to perform, he let the crowd know what had happened to Johnny Kemp. Now Teddy Riley said he told the crowd that there was another surprise that was supposed to have been there with them that night. And Johnny Kemp came all the way because this is what he wanted. He said when Johnny got to Jamaica, Johnny was stopped, and it was only because of a few words that he said that revoked him from getting on the ship. And he felt really bad because Johnny went out doing something that in making the attempt to do what he was born to do. Now, he also said that Johnny was a star. He said Johnny Kemp was a star, and now he's a star with our God. He's resting in paradise right now. Johnny Kemp was supposed to be on this stage next to me, so I wanted to be like he is on this stage with me, right next to me. We are going to celebrate him. Now, here's the crazy part. Earlier reports, right? They were saying Johnny died on the ship, but then producers of the Tom Joyner morning show confirmed that Johnny was not on the ship at the time of his passing. They say they received confirmation that he has passed away and can confirm he was not on the ship for the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage cruise. Now, they were supposed to do an autopsy too, and from my research, they just labeled his cause of death as drowning. Sad, man. And I know he was working on a new album and everything, man. So y'all please pray for his wife Deidre and his two sons. I know one of his sons, Jared Kemp, is a movie actor and doing his thing. And hopefully the family would put out a proper documentary or book about his life. I think his story really needs to be told, man. But you know, one good thing is, in his honor, in his hometown, they renamed the street Gilbert Crescent to Johnny Kemp for all his achievements in the music industry. That was good, man. I'm glad they did that. And you know, the song Just Got Paid will forever be one of the best dance songs to tear the dance floor up, man. Shame, man. He was 55 years old. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Johnny Kemp.